Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and this is a truly monumental, shocking video. I am going to be unboxing some of Artisan's new mouse pads. You might see this and be like, oh, they sent you a few mouse pads, and then you see that, and then you see this, and realize that it is 15 new mouse pads from Artisan. Obviously, they have multiple hardnesses. This is just like a spec sheet of everything. And some of you might have even noticed the Zero Soft XXL boardzy Zebra Edition. So I will obviously cover that, but I mean, I gotta start somewhere in this list of 15 mousepads. This video might last a while, but I mean, it's mousepad history. First thing to cover is going to be the boardzy Zebra Zero, which is not just going to be self-promo because there is truly unique aspects to this mousepad, especially if you've been around Artisan for a while. You would know the 490 by 420 size was their largest size, but now we have a 500 by 500 size mousepad. It's incredible. We have a hungry, motivated Artisan expanding to bigger sizes, putting custom prints on mousepads, and I just feel like it really is just a sign of the times. And of course, the elephant in the room, or the zebra rather, is going to be the zebra print and the collaboration with me. This is not the final design. The corner area with the Artisan logo is unfinished along with the top left. This, while it currently says boardzy, it's going to be like one of the OG prints in the top left, and it's going to be a zebra doing something Japanese. It's really going to be incredible. I don't have any like finalized design yet, but it's not just going to say boardzy in the top left. Be assured of that. But yeah, that is the Zebra Zero. That's going to be something down the line. But yeah, it's really just more so to show off the new size from Artisan and of course the surface printing, both of which have never been seen before. So I will be giving away a few of these copies because they did send out 3. But yeah, this is not set to release tomorrow or anything, but I just did want to show it off. And of course, having a Zebra Zero, I'm not going to lie, that is incredibly cool. And just gliding my mice around it, it does feel like a fresh Zero Soft. So what more could you ask for? Really can't tell if the surface being printed makes it feel any different, but I will be able to tell over time. But yeah, now I'm going to be moving on to a few of the new surfaces, which is, again, just game-changing from Artisan. When is the last time we saw a truly new surface and not a revamp? I don't know. Not since I got into Artisan pads. But yeah, this is going to be the Key 83, aka the Rokkaku, and I've just used this pad for a few seconds now before turning the video on, making sure it was oriented in the correct direction. And what Rokkaku means in Japanese is hexagon. So it has this hexagonal weave that you can kind of see when the camera hits it at an angle. And yeah, you can see these like little hexagon patterns in the surface. It looks like reptile skin almost, and it definitely gives the pad a like textured surface feel to it. This is the X-Soft version. I do have all of the hardnesses, and yeah, I'll get to the mid in a second, but closest Artisan reference to this would probably be the Hayate Otsu, but it does feel, it has like the grays on your fingers of the old Hayate Otsu. I don't know how many people will even remember that. So yeah, after using both the X-Soft and the mid and Kovacs for let's say 10-15 minutes just to get a feel for the surfaces, I feel like I can speak on them a little bit better. So the X-Soft, this is a pad where it's similar to the Otsu. Like I said, when you're moving your mouse around and you switch directions, you can just feel a light graze on your skates. It's something, if you've tried Artisan's hybrid pads before, you're going to be used to it. So it's nothing like the Raiden, nothing like the Zero, nothing like the Shidenkai. So obviously it's just going to be somewhere in between the other Artisan textured pads. I would say this actually does have a surprising amount of control. But yeah, this just has a very like light, elegant glide to it, I guess would be a way to describe it. Obviously, since it is an X-Soft surface, if you press into it, you can certainly get some added control that way. Whereas on the mid version, it just is obviously going to be a bit more firm, but I found the surface to just be a little bit more sticky feeling in general, and it's just not as pleasant to the touch, I guess. But that's obviously going to be personal preference, and I don't have anywhere near enough time on these pads to truly judge them. But yeah, so far so good on the X-Soft. This is a pad that I'm certainly going to enjoy testing. It's noticeably textured, but I don't think it's abrasive, super aggressive feeling, especially not on the X-Soft variant. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say in this quick coverage of it. I might get back to it when I cover the new Hayate Otsu, but next up is going to be the Type 99, which is supposedly Artisan's first true control pad, like even slower than the Zero. And yeah, after giving this the same just quick 10-15 minutes of testing and initial impressions on various mice, I can confirm that this is a true control pad, the X-Soft Type 99. It was kind of just too slow for me to use with the NPO1, which is around a 70-gram mouse, and the GPX even, which is close to 60. It just feels more controlled than I'm used to. It's slower than something like a Zero, slower than a Saturn Pro. Kind of similar speed to the Infinity Mice control pad, but this does have a true pour-on base and an even just softer, but still like traditional cloth feeling surface. I hope I haven't lost anybody. But yeah, this is just not going to blow you away in terms of how it feels. It just feels kind of like a standard mouse pad, similar to how the Zero does, but I would say even less like aggressive and textured feeling of a surface. So yeah, the Type 99 is very interesting. This is another one that I'm going to have to test more, but for control pad lovers, people, because it's not a true mud pad, but if you're just looking for the slowest thing in Artisan's lineup, this is undoubtedly going to be it. To give an idea of the glide difference, this is going to be on the Zero Soft, my version obviously, and then the Type 99. And then on the Type 99, there's just obviously going to be a good amount of dynamic friction. There is true stopping power. Whether you press into the pad or not, it definitely has one of the softer feeling pour-on implementations I've ever seen. Like for an X-Soft pad, it feels like close to extra soft even. But yeah, I haven't tested the soft or the mid, but I certainly will. I'll put out a full review of this, but so far I would say it's just a very like generic but pristine quality feeling control pad. The Otsu V2, the 2024 edition, I'm going to call it, because the Hayate Otsu already did undergo a change a few years ago before many of you guys' time, but I didn't even know what was different at this, honestly. Just swiping over it, I'm like, this just feels like the OG Hayate Otsu to me. It has the same weave, like, to the eyes, to the look. I don't even know how I wanted to say that. But I took a look at the sheet they gave me, which I hadn't done at all this video. And I saw that they included conductive threads for the Otsu to prevent static electricity building up, reduce dust, perform better in low humidity environments. So this is basically just a souped up Otsu, and apparently they plan to roll that out onto all of their other pads. But yeah, there's really not too much novel for me to say. They did send out all of the hardnesses though, so I'm ready to test these and re-become Otsu pilled. And if anybody thinks I'm like shilling Artisan because I got sent out these pads, you must not have watched me for the past few years. I would shill Artisan under any circumstances. But yeah, really, these new Otsus, not too much for me to say at this time. Retail Otsus just to see if I can even tell a difference with this new prototype version. But yeah, going back to the Rokkaku, I feel like that's the most complex pad of the bunch, because when I compare it to the actual like Otsu mid, it feels much more like a Hien. So it's just a different type of hybrid surface. It's unique, so it's hard for me to put how it feels into words currently. Felt like from my original Rokkaku explanation that it's something like an Otsu clone. That is definitely not the case. And the last pads that they sent me were the Raiden surface on the orange rubber base. And like everything else in this video, I don't know when the DIY orange base is set to release. But yeah, the whole idea behind this is Artisan sells you this foam and you adhere your own mousepad surface to it. And yeah, this is extremely thick foam. I don't know if it's 6 millimeters, 9 millimeters, most likely one of those two. I don't know. It's definitely more than 6, right? Because it's thicker than both of those combined. Wow, that's how math works, folks. But yeah, this is not going to be a public sale new surface anytime soon, but this was really just sent for my testing and to get a feel on it. For giving the orange rubber base Raiden a quick run, I'm definitely a fan. I mean, for one, it looks like there's an orange like RGB underglow on the mouse pad, just with the way all the lighting is right now. Pretty sick. But yeah, it really makes the Raiden surface feel completely different to how it feels on either the X-Soft or mid pour-on variants. It's an extremely thick pad. I played with both the X-Soft and the soft. This is the soft. And I'm not going to act like I fucking tested it for hours, but when you tense up, just put a bit more pressure, it really does become controlled. But just in general, it's a light, smooth, it's the Raiden surface, so it's still going to play pretty speedy. But yeah, I need to test this more, but this is not going to be, like I said, a publicly released pad, but I think they should release the rubber bases sooner than later, because there's just infinite possibility. You can put whatever surface you want on the mouse pad, and then you have your own Artisan-ish mouse pad. But yeah, I think that's really going to be all for this video, just briefly covering all of Artisan's new mouse pads, and I'm obviously beyond honored that they decided to let me show these off to the world first. Obviously, they brought me out to Japan a few months ago back in October, and I was able to try a few of these surfaces in person, but obviously having them, I'm able to test them and speak on them much more. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see full reviews of everything mentioned in this video, roundups, tier lists, the whole nine. And let me know what you guys think of this video. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated on the release date for the Zebra Zero for all of the other pads. But yeah, don't really have anything else to add. Peace out.